Bienvenue, everyone, and welcome into BettingPros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joe Pisapia, and this is WWE Clash in Paris. That's right. We're going to be talking about the big event, the final PLE pay-per-view in Peacock history, as things are moving to ESPN for WWE. Boo! I don't care for that, but I'm not going to waste my time here today ranting about it. Instead, we're going to talk about some of the odds, some of the picks, and the latest going on in the WWE world as we head into a big international event here. Last year, the Clash in Paris PLE had one of the hottest wrestling crowds you'll ever see. They've gone back there. It was last year for, I believe it was Backlash in 2024. It was pretty stunning. It was an incredible crowd, incredible volume. I'm looking forward to it just for that. It should be a good time. One of John Cena's final international appearances as well. And, of course, two of my very good friends here to talk about it all. The con man, Tyler Conium, and the man in mourning, Terrell Furman Jr. Terrell is dressed up as a blues singer from the early 70s today because he's a little upset that the Naomi run has come to an early end for a very good reason. But I don't know, Terrell, are you upset because you're not the father of the child, perhaps? Or are you just upset now because Naomi's run is going to be put on pause for at least a year, maybe more here? But a wonderful reason, Terrell. I know you're in mourning, but you should be happy here for Naomi.
To answer your earlier question, it's about 50-50 on my emotions right now, on how I feel. Last time we were out here, Joe, and we had this conversation, I came out here and I said it was the summer of Naomi. And
it was
that she was about to go on a title run for the masses. And then Big Jim happened. And I am just so disappointed that now I had to watch her relinquish that title twice. She was going to beat Stephanie Vaquer, and that was going to be such a resume-defining win for her to just go ahead and propel her into going out and competing for the Crown Jewel Championship. I can barely even speak here. Competing for the Crown Jewel Championship and then being able to potentially go on this incredible run throughout the rest of the year, taking her to WrestleMania as champion. Because they strapped the rocket ship on her. Not only did she beat Rhea and Io once, she beat them twice. She beat them twice. This is by far one of the worst possible things that could have happened on this run for multiple reasons. But I mean, it was the summer of Naomi, and now it's the summer of Rio/Io/Stephanie/everybody else. So, know what?
Look,
yes, I'm in mourning.
Well, we're lucky because the women's division is certainly looking up recently with some of the wrestlers like Stephanie Vaquer and, the Julias of the world, those people coming in. Tyler, we are going to replace that match. It's not on the betting odds, but we do get Becky and Nikki Bella, which, again, the verbal sparring on Raw, entertaining. Well, the verbal sparring, entertaining. I'm not sure exactly if I'm looking forward to the in-ring match. So over under, if you can bet it somewhere, let's call it 6.5 minutes for this match. Where do you want to go here, Tyler?
We're going to go under on that match, I think, for sure. And I did want to say I sympathize a little bit with Terrell because back in the day, I had dreams about sunny days as well. And those didn't come to fruition. And look how that story ended. So,
I was like, you might have dodged a bullet with that one.
Could
Tyler.
be worse.
I'm not going to lie.
But in terms of
I'm
Nikki
not laughing.
Bella,
I'm in mourning.
in terms of Nikki Bella and I was going to say Sunny and Becky Lynch, that's probably under 6.5 minutes as a replacement match. And if you can find the betting odds, that is actually the one where I think maybe we do see an upset there. If you can get plus money on Nikki Bella, that might be something to look at.
It could. I mean, look, you can't, you'll certainly get a pop from the crowd if that happens, but I mean, realistically speaking, it's kind of crazy. You can't get rid of it. But this is all going to be about who's putting over who today. And I think that's where this show is going to be, because if you look at it, it's very chalky. And we could start here at the very top here with John Cena and Logan Paul, who not that long ago were actually in a tag team match, if you recall. And they were running the show together there for a little while, teaming up in a losing effort Money in the Bank. That was back in June. Unfortunately, that did not work out for the two of them. And now they are clashing in Paris, as it were. But if you're looking for the odds right now on this one, it's pretty heavy on the John Cena side, minus 1,600, plus 600 on Logan Paul. So, Tyler, for me, when I look at this, it's pretty obvious that, you give the international crowd that one big Cena moment and put him over. It's not the greatest idea to keep beating Logan Paul over and over again, because when you keep beating him, he then becomes this guy that it's basically like another version of The Miz, where you just set him up there as this guy where it's convenient to plug him in there, beat him, and then move on to something else. And then he kind of loses credibility. Now, he's had some credibility in the past because he's had the US Championship. He's had some decent runs there. He had a very good match against Roman Reigns that I think doesn't get enough credit back a couple years ago too. But as we sit here, it is pretty difficult to make any other argument besides John Cena going over in this one. I think it would be better for business to put Logan Paul over, but considering the crowd, the heat of this crowd, the way it's going to be, I can't see Cena not coming out on top. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think Cena loses again until his final match in December, if he even loses that one. My concern, as you mentioned, even though Logan Paul's had some good matches, is Cena, his match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania was not great. And he just had a 5-star match with Cody, but the fear is this could be a doozy of a match. Logan Paul is still pretty green. He's got less than 20 matches under his belt. Cena admittedly has lost a step or two. And if this ends up being your main event, it could be a pretty big stinker. And in terms of winning, you've already got John Cena advertised for WrestlePalooza. There's really no way he's going to lose to Logan Paul, because what really does that do for John Cena there? So minus 1,600, you almost should bet it, because, minus 10,000, you're probably guaranteed a Cena win here.
I want to say it's got to either open or close. It feels like you want to close with Cena. But Terrell, let's talk about this from that other aspect as well, because now that he is a face again, everybody wants to cheer him. You want the big high moment. I think Cena is a traditionalist.
He goes back being a loser.
Well, that's what I said. That's the point I'm making,
that's
which
what happened.
is, Cena is a traditionalist at his core. He is the kind of guy that I think will go out on his back, go out on the shield, go out on his sword, basically, and at the end of things. And this could be the beginning of that, of trying to put some guys over on the way out, because it's not going to tarnish his legacy. I did enjoy the verbal altercation between the two of them, because Cena absolutely cooked Logan Paul. It was very entertaining. You've been doing this for 23 matches, and I've been doing it for 23 years and all that stuff. And that's fun. But Terrell, do you want to make a case here for a wild card bet on Logan Paul plus 600?
Absolutely, because you look at John Cena here, and going through a table just randomly turned him back face again. And so now he's legit face. And then we have the Brock Lesnar and all this other stuff going on. But we have to remember, they're throwing a bunch of smoke and mirrors at you right now. And I want everybody to remember that John Cena as a face has not won a singles match since 2018. The 2018 Royal Rumble at that. So the top of 2018, John Cena has not won a singles match as a face. The only way he could get wins was by turning heel, by cheating. He could not win a singles match as a face. Even the Elimination Chamber, he didn't even win on his own merit. It was because of Seth Rollins. He can't do it on his own. And so you're telling me that Logan Paul has 20 matches and he's doing all of this stuff, and he's the quote unquote kind of it streamer in the WWE right now? Yeah. Absolutely. I think he can beat John Cena, because, again, John Cena hasn't proven it to us in this situation since 2018. He had his first match as a face in a long time against Cody Rhodes in a street fight, which is a great match. And guess what? He lost.
Yeah, and I think the reason why the match with Cody Rhodes was so good is because we took it out of the confines of the regular match, right? You took it out of the squared circle. You made it a street fight match, which is going to be way better. So it's going to allow them to do their big spots, recover, have those moments. The in between the ropes there for Cena at his age is not going to be great. Now, what Logan Paul brings is that giant athleticism, that big spot fearlessness that's probably going to happen too. So it should be interesting to see. Like I said, it would not shock me, Terrell, if what you're saying is true and Cena's now going to get on the trail of putting guys over on the way out. I definitely think that last match, whoever it is against, he will put over. I feel like it's going to be against Rollins. Why wouldn't it be, right? Go one more time for the championship, see if you can get it back and do that. Now, there is one other way that we could see Logan Paul potentially come out victorious, and that's if Brock Lesnar should show up again. You had a big pop internationally for Brock Lesnar. He hasn't been out there in those international streets in a long time. If he should somehow cost John Cena this match, continues that feud, keeps Logan Paul looking strong, there's no way you're not going to have a cheering, happy moment at the end for John Cena when he walks out of the ring. That could be a great way to make money here, plus 600. What do you think of that scenario here? Tyler, let's start with you.
100%. I think we're going to get that Brock Lesnar versus John Cena match at some point. Crown Jewel seems like it might be a good spot to do that. Perhaps you at WrestlePalooza, which I've heard because they want to counter AEW's All Out pay-per-view. So this does give you that avenue where Logan Paul can run around like a heel and say, I beat John Cena. But John Cena doesn't really, eat the loss because Brock Lesnar cost him the match.
It's the more I think about this, the more I think this is very possible. The only thing is, do you want to repeat what you just did, which is the Brock Lesnar big moment coming out? Does Triple H want to go to that, twice, Terrell?
I mean, I think he might have to, because while we were talking, I went back to look at the dates left, because John Cena has told us this entire time we only have a certain amount of dates left. After Clash in Paris, you have the next SmackDown, you've got Raw 10 days after that, and then you got WrestlePalooza. After WrestlePalooza, he has 3 dates left. Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, and the retirement match. Where else can you build this feud at? He's only got a couple of dates on the main roster left. Where else do you build this feud at? It's got to be here before WrestlePalooza. It just seems like we're making some type of push towards Brock Lesnar and John Cena in Indianapolis at WrestlePalooza to counteract what AEW has going on, which would be huge. I mean, I'm not the biggest Brock Lesnar guy, but a lot of people love Brock Lesnar, and so that would be a big draw away from AEW. So, yeah, potential Brock Lesnar interference and giving Logan Paul the win, that could potentially happen.
Let's switch gears and move forward here to the World Heavyweight Championship match. It's a 4-way dance here. Seth Rollins minus 3,000, LA Knight plus 600, CM Punk, the best in the world, plus 800, and Jey Uso plus 900. Terrell, I'm going to start with you on this one. There's no way Seth Rollins drops this belt after doing what he just did. So the only question for me is who eats the pin here? And I think it's Jey Uso. What do you think?
No shot Seth Rollins drops the title after doing that at SummerSlam.
Right.
No way. Plus, they need that big money heel. That big money heel with the title that can go up against a large face. And I just feel like that we're building, because the Crown Jewel Championship doesn't mean anything to me. To be honest, me as a viewer, it means nothing. But in terms of planning a big match, a random, really big match, title versus title, you got to have some type of storyline with that. Well, what's better than a storyline of Cody Rhodes going against Seth Rollins and this heel division Seth Rollins right now for that Crown Jewel Championship? If they're trying to make this some big thing that we're going to respect, then you got to give us a legit match for it. So I think that's the best match for that, which requires Seth Rollins to win. Now, who eats the pin? I mean, I thought it was going to be LA Knight, I'm not going to lie, but LA Knight had a long Monday Night Raw. he lost the match.
I don't think
he lost the match.
I don't think
he got
you can do that
beat up after.
I don't
no,
think
you can't do it too much.
You're gonna bury him.
He had a long Monday Night Raw, and then also he kind of got jobbed out of the match with Seth in the first place. So I don't think they do him like that. I wouldn't be surprised with CM Punk, to be honest. I think a Seth Rollins pinning CM Punk adds more fuel to the fire. And again, everybody is trying to write off the CM Punk and Seth Rollins feud. Please stop doing this. Please stop doing this. But when have we ever stopped a feud on 2 matches? Again, we've never stopped a feud on 2 matches. We've always gotten that third trilogy. Yeah. So come on, we got to finish it out here. I think that if it's Punk getting pinned, Jey Uso feels like the easy answer, but if Punk gets pinned, it gives more fuel to the fire to getting that third match against Punk Rollins, maybe at WrestleMania. So I think that it's going to be Punk taking the pin here.
Tyler, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I'm not sick of the CM Punk Seth Rollins feud. I think there's an undercurrent. I think they actually probably at this juncture are probably pretty good relationship, but it shows that whatever that spark is they have between them, it still works for me. So I'm with Terrell. There's no way that Seth Rollins drops it. I think it's a matter of who eats the pin. It's not LA Knight, so it's Punk or it's Uso. I think it's Jey Uso. What do you think?
I think I side with Terrell on this. I think Jey Uso, it was only 8 months ago that he won the Royal Rumble. He's already lost the title. He gets pinned here again. It's sort of like, when you watch the Netflix show Unreal, Triple H talks about strapping a rocket to him and he asks him if he can handle it. I think he has handled it pretty well. Then you have him lose again. I think it's, it doesn't do much for his character there. While I do agree with CM Punk, they're really trying to make him this white meat babyface. Maybe that means that they're going to turn Cody heel down the road. And CM Punk has just fit that role pretty well. I think if he gets pinned here, it doesn't hurt his character all that much. In terms of being sick of the matchup, I'm kind of sick of seeing Seth Rollins paired with Cody and with CM Punk at this point. He wrestled Cody for essentially his first 2 years back. Maybe there's something down the line of Seth against Roman Reigns, but I would like to see Seth come out of this feud with CM Punk, come out of this feud with Cody Rhodes, but I don't know where CM Punk goes after this if it's not Seth Rollins or it's not the title.
Well, I think the only other answer is Roman and Punk, because I think that's got some.
They just teased it on Monday,
and they did tease it,
and it's been unfinished for a while.
And it's unfinished, and you had that 3-way match with them at WrestleMania. Like there's definitely more in that powder keg. And look, that's credit to CM Punk, right? They've planted a lot of seeds with Punk there over the years. I think there's a lot left with Cody and Punk personally. I think there's a little bit left in the tank with Seth and Punk that you can get us through the end of the year. But then you want a fresh start. And I think I would be shocked if this wasn't the CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble. I think it's either Punk or Roman Reigns winning the Rumble this year. I don't think it's another way. We'll see what that is. And if it's Roman Reigns and ends up choosing Seth Rollins, then that's kind of fun too at the end of the day, because we've already seen Cody and Roman a few times now. And it's been great. Don't get me wrong. Do I want to see the third one? Not yet. I don't think I'm there quite yet.
I don't think you can top the torn pec cage match, so why try?
Right. I mean, but Roman Cody, pretty damn good. The 2 times we saw
Roman as the face. Roman as the face, Cody as the heel. That's the next wave.
Yes, but like that's not yet. Like
it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
Cody
it's at least a year away.
Still has legs. And you know what? You need him, because right now there's just not a lot of believable faces in the company right now. Like you've got the Gunthers, and Seth Rollins has got a heel stable, and Roman's almost a tweener in some way. The crowd loves him, but like character-wise,
I hate pure baby faces, believe it or not. I really do. I like the Roman tweener.
It's the hardest thing to do in modern wrestling.
But I like when Cody shows that aggressive side, like when he was going after Cena, and he shows that hey, no, there's a dark side to this babyface. Like, yes, everybody has a dark side. Stop trying to.
That's what allows him. Side. You nailed it, Terrell, because that's what allows Cody to stay at this babyface level, because he's not a babyface pushover. He will get down and dirty and ugly sometimes, character-wise and stylistically in the ring. That match with AJ Styles. Which might have actually been the Backlash in Paris, right? I want to say, right? Wasn't that where it was last year? That was a great example of, hey, you know what? Like we can make this work. This can roll here. Let's get to, speaking of the tribal chief, let's throw the ones up for him here. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, another heavy Roman Reigns favorite, minus 650, Bronson Reed plus 375. Again, I don't see any other way out of this but Roman Reigns. Do you see it differently?
I don't see. This is the part, because I didn't realize that a lot of people didn't understand how disrespectful this feud has been. But just so you guys know, if somebody takes their shoes off of you after like fighting you, knocking you out, they take your shoes off you, that's like the utmost disrespect. I was watching a Bully Ray podcast, and he was like, I didn't even understand like the meaning of that. What? That was like, as soon as I saw it the first time, I was like, whoa.
Bro, I grew up in Brooklyn where kids' sneakers were thrown over telephone wires, okay? So don't think that that's lost on me, all right? I don't know what streets you grew up on.
I don't know where Bully Ray was at, but that was like, when I saw that, I was like, Bronson is getting a feud with Roman. Like, you can't take his shoes and not get a feud. And now he has 2. Now he's walking around as the tribal thief. Now he's doing all of that. I mean,
like
Roman,
that gimmick, by the way. It's somebody. Been fun.
When he likes somebody, he straps a rocket ship to him, just like Triple H said. And he is giving Brunson every opportunity. Doesn't mean he's going to take the pin here. But, I mean, this is going to be a great match. I think that it's going to showcase Bronson Reed and the destructive power that is Bronson Reed. And I think it's going to be something where they're like, hey, Bronson Reed was actually closer in this match than people think. Like, it wasn't just going to be some type of squash match for Brunson and Roman Reigns getting his shoes back. So, that's what I think it is. I think it's Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be close, but of course it's Roman in the end. And it's going to be a very, very entertaining match. And I'm really happy for Bronson Reed for getting this opportunity.
Low key, I agree with Terrell. I think this is the sleeper match on the card in terms of amusement that actually has a chance to really pay off. Bronson Reed, too, since he come back from the injury, too, a slimmed and trimmed Bronson Reed, who is much lighter on his feet. He always had the power. He always had that agility, especially for a guy his size. But Tyler, I think it's the quickness now that you see from him in the ring now that he is a little bit more, size down, thick boy wise. Still thick, still a big boy,
Still thick.
but moving at a different pace, I think. And I think this could be the highlight of this show potentially.
Yeah, I think this should be a great match. Bronson Reed has looked great. It's a big spot for him. And Roman Reigns, I feel like maybe not so much anymore, but in the past, he got a lot of criticism for not being a great wrestler. He's a great wrestler, and he's got great ring psychology. He knows how to tell a story. When you have all sort of the outside interference that could come into it, and you're right about the shoes. Like, I think it was Game that said they tried to kill me for my Air Max 95s. It's a real thing, right? So I don't know if anybody
Tyler.
I was playing the documentary in 2004 in my Discman.
That was a good one.
I think that this probably doesn't end in a pinfall, certainly not a submission. This might be something where there's some outside interference, a DQ. We've got WrestlePalooza, we've got Crown Jewel, we've got Saturday night's main event. There's a lot coming down where I don't think this feud necessarily ends here. So I don't think anybody gets the pin.
Now, the one thing I will say, there's one match that from a betting perspective, and we saved the best for last year, that I think you could actually wager on. Rusev versus Sheamus in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. That's what we're doing here with Sheamus. Sheamus in the Donnybrook. That's what we're going to do. And we'll see if he loses Lucky Charms. I think he does. I think Rusev at minus 165, this you can actually bet. I don't see any scenario where Sheamus should win this match. I don't care where it is, internationally speaking. It's in France, so if this was in Scotland, I might feel different. If it was in Ireland, I might feel different. If it was in the United Kingdom, I might feel different somewhere, but it's not. It's in France, and Rusev needs a big W on a big show if we're going to build him up to being a formidable force yet again in this division. Because I got to tell you, since he's come back from AEW, it's been kind of lackluster, Tyler.
It's been lackluster since he left WWE the first time. He didn't really ever do much in AEW.
You know, that Redeemer, there was a short time in that Redeemer character that was really good, and they just didn't do it right, but the character work was really good, and he had some good matches, but it lasted 3 months, I feel like.
Yeah, and it was a very bizarre, his wife came in for a while, then they got divorced, and then they got back together, and then there's rumors that he doesn't want to lose to anybody, or who knows, I don't know. But I agree. I mean, I feel like Sheamus is kind of at that part of his career where he's going to eat a lot more pins than not. They haven't really done anything with Sheamus in a long time, aside from put him in tag teams, whether it was with Claudio, Cesaro, Pete Dunne, those types of things. So I think this is a good spot for Rusev to start. I feel like that Redeemer character, WWE does kind of like to, reuse that character if they get it going in AEW. And I think this is a good spot for him to really, if he beats the crap out of Sheamus in a match like this, I think it really does elevate that scariness of him that he can move on to, whether it's a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title feud going forward.
Terrell, I think the personal relationship between these two, they're very close friends, right? So I think Sheamus does Rusev a solid here, puts him over in a big spot. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he puts him over too. And it's really... I've been very critical of Triple H in the booking very recently, but I actually understand the Rusev booking because you really just don't have anything else you can really do with him right now. I mean, the show he's on is pure heels in all the championship roles. There's nothing he can go after that can make sense. And so it's kind of, hey, we're biding time. We're going to give him this feud until we start to position one of our faces in a championship. And then we start to put him against them and they have a little bit of a feud there. So I think they're just killing time for Rusev. And the only way to kill time for him is to make sure that he comes on the top of this feud and it builds for maybe an AJ Rusev Intercontinental Championship feud. Maybe AJ finally gets the win for the Intercontinental Championship or whoever it may be. But at some point, they're just waiting for Dom. I think they're waiting for Dom to be done with his run with the title. Maybe it's a live return or anything like that. Whenever that does actually happen, and then Rusev is now in contention as a top heel on the Raw brand for the Intercontinental Championship. That all starts with the win here in Paris. So I like Rusev with the dub.
You've got 4.5 months to build Rusev up to somebody worth watching before we get to Royal Rumble season. So you got to do it, and it starts now. This is a big pay-per-view, big spot here. But what are your picks? Drop them below. Clash in Paris is happening this weekend. Who's going over? Who's winning? Who's losing? Drop your predictions below here in the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for Betting Pros too. We got BP NFL starting basically in just a few weeks. And don't forget to download the Betting Pros app as well. And join our Discord, bettingpros.com/chat. That's the place to be. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Terrell Furman Jr. in morning and the con man, Tyler Conium, it's me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.